Hey friends, check this out.
In dysfunctional systems, the healthiest person often gets framed as the problem. And I've seen this show up in families, workplaces, and especially in trials.
My ex-wife claims to have had a pretty traumatic childhood. I knew her family when I was growing up. I believe some of the stories that she tells. She also is on medical disability from the military for PTSD from her deployment to Iraq back in 2005, where she claims again to have been subject to several explosions that probably gave her a traumatic brain injury at some point in time. She claims to have been the victim of multiple types of traumas in her life, both as a child and as an adult. Her mom's family is riddled with mental illness of all types. She admitted in the courtroom that she has had suicidal thoughts because life is hard and she struggles with her mental health.
Because when someone threatens an unhealthy system, the system usually doesn't say, "Thank you for exposing this." It says, "How dare you?" and then sets out to make you the monster.
Somehow, I'm the problem. Somehow, I'm the danger. Somehow, I'm the threat. I didn't have a traumatic childhood. I don't have mental health problems. I've never had any suicidal ideologies or thoughts. I don't have family members who are diagnosed with life-altering mental health conditions. There's not even any addicts in my family. And yet somehow, some way, I'm the problem. For some reason, because I'm telling my story, I'm somehow stalking her and the kids. Somehow, I'm abusive just because I have come to the internet and I tell my story to help others feel like they're not alone.
Here are 3 signs that's what's happening. Number 1, the person naming the pattern gets put on trial. Not the behavior, not the history, not the dysfunction. The person who finally says, "This is what's happening." That's a tell. Because if the system can make the witness look difficult, it doesn't have to answer the testimony.
She's tried multiple times to get me to stop telling my story, to shut me up. They've tried to get me in trouble with the law. They've attempted to have me arrested. Her and replacement dad have gone through great lengths to somehow prove that I'm a criminal, that I'm dangerous. Just because I've told my story and I have a big audience. And not one single person has actually questioned her stability. They've never questioned, how can somebody go through that and not have any major issues? Because victims of lifelong abuse, like she claims to have had, don't function on a normal level.
Number 2, the focus shifts from the evidence to the reaction. Someone points to a real pattern and suddenly everyone wants to talk about their tone, their timing, their frustration, or how uncomfortable they made people feel. But discomfort is not the same thing as wrongdoing. Sometimes discomfort is what happens when the truth finally enters the room.
Replacement dad decided that he and I couldn't be friends when I told him the truth about why my marriage ended and the things that my ex-wife was involved in and had created during our marriage. Everybody got really uncomfortable when I called replacement dad out for threatening to fight me, or threatening to unalive me, or threatening to wipe the smile off of my face as I would show up to my kids' events, be happily supporting them. Once I called out exactly what was happening and I became vocal about it, that's when everybody got uncomfortable.
And number 3, the system protects itself by making clarity look dangerous. Healthy people ask direct questions and they set boundaries and they stop playing along with rules no one was supposed to question. And to an unhealthy system, that feels like a threat.
My ex-wife and the ridiculous man that she's married to have convinced my kids that I am threatening, that I am problematic, that I am dangerous, and yet I've never threatened anybody's safety. I've never told anyone I was going to end their life. I've never threatened to fight. All I have done is stand my ground and be vocal about it. And somehow, in their eyes, they feel like I'm the bad guy, like I'm the threatening one. And the only thing that I'm threatening is their false sense of reality.
So, whether you're watching a family conflict, a workplace dispute, or a trial, pay attention to this. Who is being blamed and what pattern are they being blamed for exposing? Because sometimes the person being called the problem, sometimes they're the first credible witness.
So if you've made it this far, and you know me personally, if you believe her and you feel like you stand on her side, you might be in the wrong. So if you've ever seen any of the interactions that I talk about, if you've been along for the ride during any part of it, just know that there's a strong possibility that you're on the wrong side of history.